So as a costume designer, you come with your ideas, you might come with your sketches that you'll have fabric swatches. A lot of times the choreographer might have some different ideas and that's it, or it's open for discussion or collaboration, which is always the nicest way to look at it. Then you'll speak to what's called a draper or a cutter, as someone who will work on making the patterns or making the three-dimensional part come to life. Now that's a part of that joy. A part of that too is just developing different relationships with other artists. Listening is always a great quality in anything in life, but also as a designer is to listen to what the choreographer is telling you or what the music is telling you. The piece I'm working on now with Paul Gibson is called Mozart Pieces, and so we talked about the formality of the movement that they're doing, and again we looked towards the time period that Mozart wrote it. Just looking at the architectural lines of that time period is kind of where I started from, and sometimes you think about too what else is on the program for a ballet, what other colors are being used in that program, and I think about that a lot, because sometimes you don't want to detract from what's going on either. I mean, yeah, you think, oh god, it would be beautiful to make it like bright this or that color, which you have to think about. That does make a statement too, and is that statement cohesive with what the choreographer's doing? And a lot of times the choreographer will bring a picture in from a magazine and go, oh my god, this is it. So you think, well, can they lift their leg in that? Can they move? How can they turn? So yeah, you translate that into that. The ability to experiment is what's really fascinating for me, especially here at Pacific Northwest Ballet, since we have the opportunity of having a costume shop right in the same building as the ballet company. So the fact that we can experiment and put something on somebody and they can go down into the studios and wear it, and the choreographer's there and you can say, what do you think? Let's try this. Designing for ballet is different in the sense of a ballet is so much more about how it moves. So I do a lot of research in trying to make mock-ups to see how things will move. We're in quite a big theater here in the Opera House, so thinking about what translates from a distance is quite important. But also on the other end of that, it's what a dancer looks at themselves in the mirror before they go on stage. You want them to have a sense of comfortable, but also like, well, I see that detail. Yeah, you might not be able to see it from in the balcony, but the fact that they feel it too and it makes them breathe in their character, I think that's important. What is the most rewarding thing about my job? I think is really, in the end of the day, it's when the curtain goes up and I feel satisfied if I look up and I can go, all the choices I made were the right ones.